Ripple and the cryptocurrency industry as a whole have been concentrating their efforts on the XRP issue, which has been drawing a lot of attention because it has the potential to have significant repercussions while it has been the center of attention. Earlier in the week, Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderoty, offered some commentary on the most recent events that have taken place. He talked about the company's response to the complaint that was brought by the SEC, as well as the prospect of pursuing an appeal against the settlement. Despite the fact that the final verdict of the court, which was handed down by District Judge Annalisa Torres, has provided clarification on a number of significant issues, it has also left the door open for more legal challenges to be brought forward. In their judgment, the end verdict, which includes a civil penalty of $125 million against Ripple, is a variety of different things, according to a number of specialists who have stated their opinion. In spite of this, Alderoty and his colleagues believe that the ruling is a positive development for Ripple, as well as for the cryptocurrency industry as a whole. In particular, the decision that was made by the court, the decision to reject the claim made by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) that XRP is a security is considered to be a defining milestone in the process of deciding how digital assets are managed in compliance with the laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. The comment was made by Alderoty, who claimed, "We believe that this judgment is a win, not just for Ripple, but for the entire cryptocurrency community." Roty's remark was made public. As a result of this discovery, the Securities and Exchange Commission's intention to characterize XRP as a security has been significantly undermined. This is Ripple's response to the points that the SEC has presented in relation to the XRP case. On the other hand, the suggestion made by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) that XRP should be considered a security was one of the most significant aspects of the case. It is essential to take into consideration that the judgment of the court to dismiss this argument has far-reaching consequences due to the fact that it has been the subject of a significant amount of dispute. According to Alderoty, the decision of the court that XRP itself is not a security is now a landmark verdict that provides the entire industry with the much-needed legal stability that it has been lacking. This is a significant development. The conclusions of the court were discussed by Alderoty, who noted that the judge's judgment makes it very evident that a token, in this particular instance XRP, does not naturally qualify as a security. In the United States, the perception of digital assets will be significantly altered as a result of this differentiation, which is of the utmost significance given its significance. The court did come to that certain transactions involving XRP that occurred in the past, dating back to 2015, violated securities legislation. The court did, however, come to the conclusion that these sales were in breach of the provisions of the law. It was brought to Alderoty's attention that Ripple is willing to comply with the ruling to the extent that it pertains to this particular element of the sentence. It was emphasized by him that Ripple intends to pay the fee that has been imposed by utilizing cash from its balance sheet. This is a step toward bringing an end to this drawn-out legal dispute, which has been going on for as long as anyone can remember. On the other hand, despite the fact that the verdict is ultimate, there has been no response to the question of whether or not the Securities and Exchange Commission will file an appeal. Although Alderoty acknowledged that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) had a 60-day window in which to decide whether or not to appeal, he expressed the optimism that the federal body would decide to move forward with the case. It is our opinion that it is time to put this case in the past, concentrate on the future, and go on with our lives. In the event that it is logical, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) will come to the conclusion that an appeal is not only unnecessary but also detrimental in light of the shifting regulatory landscape. In addition, Alderoty expressed his criticism of the Securities and Exchange Commission's (SEC) increased comprehensive approach to the cryptocurrency industry. He stated that the SEC's strategy has deviated from their core aim, which is to ensure that the cryptocurrency industry continues to thrive. He pushed for a reassessment of the way digital assets are controlled in the United States, and he urged for regulations that are both transparent and uniform. According to him, this would make it possible for the industry to prosper. By taking a combative stance, Alderoty made the comment that the former mission of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has been distorted. For the time being, what we require is a regulatory framework that is open and forthright, one that not only fosters innovation but also protects investors. The outcome of the XRP case is likely to have a significant and long-lasting effect on the way in which cryptocurrencies are regulated in the United States. This assertion is supported by a high probability. Regardless of whether or not the Securities and Exchange Commission decides to appeal the ruling, the case has established a precedent that has the potential to impact the future implementation of regulations pertaining to digital assets. The fact that Ripple was successful in convincing the court to rule that XRP is not a security is particularly noteworthy because it undermines the larger attempts of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) to classify a variety of digital assets under the same regulatory framework as traditional securities. This is a noteworthy breakthrough since it presents a challenge to the prior effort that was made by the SEC. As the industry continues to keep a close eye on the XRP issue, it has become a key milestone in the continuing discussion regarding the appropriate legal handling of digital assets in the United States. This discussion is currently taking place. This case will have consequences throughout the cryptocurrency environment, altering the regulatory measures that are taken and defining the future of the industry. The ramifications of this case will have effects. After careful consideration, it would appear that Ripple is ready to move forward with its objectives. Considering that the XRP issue is now mostly behind them, they should focus on expanding their business both domestically and internationally. The industry continues to be on edge as it waits for the next steps in this closely monitored court conflict. Despite this, the threat of an appeal being filed with the SEC continues to loom, and the sector continues to be on edge. At the moment, Ripple, the company that is in charge of XRP and its exchange network, is in the process of celebrating a significant legal milestone. Ripple made the announcement on August 7th that it had effectively finished its legal struggle with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, which had lasted for a period of 4 years. Nevertheless, with regard to the most recent court proceedings, there are members of the legal community who are uncertain as to whether or not they truly constitute a complete and utter triumph for Ripple. May you tell me where I may access the most latest information? Brad Garlinghouse, the chief executive officer of Ripple, made the news through Lisa Torres, an ex-judge, that the planned compensation penalty of $2 that the SEC had imposed against Ripple had been considerably reduced by 94%. According to Garlinghouse, who emphasized the significance of this accomplishment, this reduction is a triumph not only for Ripple, but also for the industry as a whole and the rule of law. This is a statement that was made by Garlinghouse. It is a success for Ripple that this operation happened. As a result of the industry and the rule of law, it has been decided that the sexist and unfavorable attitude toward the entire XRP community has been eliminated. The statement was the catalyst for a 26% surge in the value of XRP. The decision of the court was welcomed as a big success for Ripple by a considerable number of members of the legal community, yet other individuals were more concerned about the development. Some legal experts even suggested that the legal drama might not be over just yet. This was also mentioned in the article. Are there any possible legal repercussions that could occur? Philip Moustakis, an attorney at Surety Kissel who had previously worked for the Securities and Exchange Commission, remarked that the decrease of the SEC's claim from $2 billion to $125 million is clearly a loss for the SEC. Moustakis came to this conclusion after serving as an SE employee in the past. Nevertheless, he pointed out that it is difficult to establish a clear winner due to the ongoing legal concerns that surround the securities laws of the United States and cryptocurrencies. He said this because it is difficult to determine who the winner is. It is as follows that Moustakis made the following statement. If you have to be involved in a litigation for years, have your asset delisted from exchanges, at least temporarily, fight a regulator, and pay a huge fine, Ripple is a winner. However, if you face these challenges, you will be a winner. A sense of victory does not come over me. Regarding particular aspects of the case, it is probable that the SEC will file an appeal. In spite of the fact that Ripple's expenses are fairly high, this will result in some ambiguity in the aftermath of the situation.